So now that y'all have seen me, this one's gonna be a special video. So now that y'all have seen me crack the whips, if y'all look back at the beginning of the whip stage in the YouTube channel, y'all would see my video of all the whips I have. I only had 3, technically 3. They all 3 cracked, but one of them was pretty much the only true whip. I got all my whips here laid out on the ground as you saw from the thumbnail, and I'm gonna crack each and every one of you for y'all. Whatever. So we'll start with the one that I taped, electrical tape for the handle with a big nail, cardboard to make these outlines, and then just tape around paracord and some weight. This one's hard to crack, but I can do it. This is the very first one I made, but it's not a whip. The second one is this orange and black one I got. This very first true whip that I got from Whipworks. Pretty good guy. 6 foot, there's a video on it, whatever. I'm just gonna crack them. That one you can perform very good with. And then we get into the whips that I made. This is my very first whip called the Cottonmouth. As you can see, it looks pretty good. But if you look close enough, you'll find things like that. But still, it's the beginning. This used to be, this was gonna be a hybrid until I turned it into a snake whip. And it's 4 feet. Very, very small. And it has no weight. Ow. But it can still crack. Ow. It doesn't crack that good, and it's actually not that loud, so I won't be cracking it that much. Let's get into the second whip I made, which is orange, white, and black. 4.5 feet. So this is where I started making my own snake whips. This one has weight in it, and it's my first one that I made my mistake on, that I didn't put a quarter in the back. So, but it cracks good. Whoa, somewhat. It's also got a white cracker, which you normally, oh, it's got it on it. It's normally, you don't see a white cracker. So here's my personal favorite. This is my third whip that I made. 6.5 feet long. It's the one I've been training with the most out of all of them. But yeah, y'all have seen this one. So let's get showing. Dang it. Slow. There. Anyway, there's the first 6 foot that I did. Okay. Oh, and I made those 3 here, or those 4 first ones, besides the orange and black one. This one I made in Sulfur Springs, Texas. And for all you people out there trying to figure out where I live, that is not where I live. So y'all should check it out. It's a 6 foot. It's a pretty good whip. Let's try not to embarrass myself on my own YouTube channel. But this blue, it's mermaid blue with the Walmart color that you've been seeing. It looks pretty good. Solid piece because I couldn't find or solid knot because I couldn't find the other half of my blue that I left over. So it's just that one color, but there's still a quarter back there. Anyway, Sulfur Springs whip. This one I made at my friend's house. I'll go ahead and say their names. They are the Garners, some of my favorite friends. I made this at their house when we were invited. It's like, hey, you can't make a whip here. Why not? I made a whip there regardless. So, we'll get cracking already. 6 foot, I did forget to mention that, but. Try not to do that row next to the, or right next to the camera, but it rolls out nice. It's I don't know where I was going with that. I completely forgot about my thought. But this is really good whip. I did black and that green this time, but getting better. I'm gonna cut the video right here because my mom's coming back. So all right, we're back from the break. So this next one is just a solid color. Of course, one of my friends, I called him Mr. Universe, Mr. Awesome. Same, yeah. He said, no, it's not a solid color. It's like solid paracord, but whatever. This one's 6.5. I made this, or no, yeah, 6.5. I made this one at Buffalo Trails, and it has a 3-pass. It's actually my first 3-pass on my knot. And yeah, go see the videos on these whips. Pretty loud, my ears are ringing, but this one hasn't been cracked that much. But it's actually my best whip so far. And we got on to the big one, the 12 foot, my first 16 plat on a whip ever. 12 feet of awesome. 16 plat is massive. Let's see, I'll get a comparison. 16 plat, 12 plat. This is a knot that I made up, a 3-pass. It kind of looks ugly, but I mean, I'm working on it. But look at the size comparison. So we'll get cracking. Now, y'all probably can't hear the difference, but this one is significantly louder than the 6 feet. And my mom's back there. She was shaking her head. It was just too loud. And this one, if y'all seen the original whip video where I showed off all my whips, this one with the first one I ever made with this rope, I actually braided it together and braided it over here, right here. Plaited it, not braided, plaited, and duct taped it. I made a whip out of it, a big one. See if I can get it to crack. Of course, I didn't use the whole rope, which I wish I did, but that's a workout. That concludes this little session. Oh, I do have one more. Let me cut the video again. So we're back. My last whip that I forgot to show off was this little bitty 1.5 foot, one belly. And I don't know what plat this is, but look how small the knot is. Oh, baby. I used a dime for this one instead of a quarter. It's got some BBs. Look how small the fall is. It's just a little bitty. My friend actually called it the cricket from, you know, that one television. I don't know copyright, so I'm not going to mention it. Can't do it. It's so hard. It's very hard to crack this one. This one's the hardest one to crack, and I'm like doing a very hard. I haven't waxed this one because this one actually sits in the gold truck is what I call it. So I'll just turn it around. That one right there, that beauty. It sits on the rear view mirror. So if anybody wants to know what I've been doing and what I've been up to for whip making and whatever, they see this thing. They're like, what? It's little bitty, it's not gonna crack. And then I show them it can make a little bitty loud sound. And yeah, so that's all the whips. I don't know what date it is. I'll put that in the video. That's future Rusty's problem. But yeah. That's it. Just waiting for editor Rusty to cut the video. So while I'm waiting, how have you been?